Cutting flower spikes really doesn't need a tutorial, so consider this a top tip because there is a way that a flower spike can be cut without damaging the leaf structure behind the spike and still get a tidy looking growth left behind without the old spike making the orchid look untidy. So first things first though, always sterilize your cutting tool. I use alcohol, and while I let that dry, the tips I would like to demonstrate work great when doing something like this with a cumbersome cutting tool like clumsy secateurs, as well as getting into the tight spaces of miniature orchids with tiny spikes. So first of all, always go into the cutting procedure with closed blades to make sure that nothing gets poked and damaged as you get closer to the leaf. And instead of cutting into the spike at a perpendicular angle, I suggest you come into the spike at an angle between the leaf and the actual spike. This way you can get in as low as possible and cut more of the spike off than if you were to just come in from the front, which could cause the tips of your cutting tool to probably touch and pierce the leaf behind, should you come in at the spike from the front while also trying to cut off as much of it as possible. Only once you reach where you can safely cut your spike without causing damage, open the blade to the point that it surrounds the spike and then make your cut. You see, doing it this way, all the parts of your cutting tool are pointing away from your leaf, reducing the chances of any possible accidental damage. Here is a thinner spike, while still on an open large structure. It can be cut with smaller pairs of snips. Still, close the blades, approach the spike from the top at an angle, and boom! No damage to the leaf behind the spike, and there is hardly anything left of the spike in the leaf. As opposed to what you see here, where in the past I just came in straight from the front and still have this much of the old spike left. Personally, I like the look of the growth from which I just cut the spike off much better. It's nice and neat. As orchids also come in miniatures and their spikes may be much closer to where the leaf meets the spike, coming in from the top at the same angle with closed blades works a treat, and it isn't as fiddly either. I hope this is something you can adopt for your orchid grooming routine if you're not already doing so, and if you are, then let me thank you so much for watching as well. Either way, I appreciate your time and support, and I wish you a beautiful day.